You're an hour into a movie you can already tell you hate. Do you turn it off? Most people don't. They sit through the whole thing because they already paid for the ticket. You've got a gym membership you haven't used since January, but canceling feels like wasting all those months you paid. And somewhere out there, someone is pouring cash into a car that breaks every single month, swearing they can't quit now, not after everything they put into it. Here's the strange part. In every one of those cases, the money is already gone. It's spent. It's not coming back, no matter what you do next. And yet that vanished money is the exact reason people keep spending more. That instinct has a name. It's called the sunk cost fallacy, and it quietly drains real money out of people's pockets every single year, through dead subscriptions, doomed repairs, and choices made entirely to honor the past instead of the future. Over the next 9 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this trap works, why your brain is wired to fall into it, and the one simple question that disarms it. So the money you already spent stops dictating the money you spend next. Let's start with the mechanic, because once you see it laid out, you can't unsee it. Picture a simple timeline with a single point marked now. Everything to the left of that point is the past. Money you've already spent. Everything to the right is the future. Money you might spend and value you might still get. That's the whole map of any money decision. Here's the rule that economists and decision scientists agree on. A smart decision only looks to the right. The only things that should matter are future costs versus future benefits. What it'll cost you from this moment forward, and what you'll actually get for it. But your brain refuses to play by that rule. It keeps reaching back to the left, dragging the money you already spent into a decision where it has absolutely no business being. And that's the trap in one sentence. So let's define it cleanly. The sunk cost fallacy is continuing to spend money, time, or effort on something because of what you already put in, instead of judging it only by future costs versus future benefits. And a sunk cost is simply money already spent that you cannot recover, no matter what you choose next. The rational rule is brutal in its simplicity. Ignore sunk costs entirely. Decide only on what happens from now forward. The ticket you bought, the months of gym you paid, the repairs you already covered, none of it should get a vote in what you do today. It's gone. It sits to the left of now, and the only honest question lives to the right. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but does this really change what people do, or is it just a tidy idea? It's real, and there's a beautifully clean experiment that proves it. Back in 1985, two researchers, Hal Arkes and Catherine Bloomer, ran a now famous study at an Ohio University theater. People came to buy season tickets to the upcoming plays. The full price was $15. But here's the trick. At the point of purchase, some buyers were randomly given a discount, completely at random. One group paid full price, another got $2 off, a third got $7 off. Now pause on this. The plays were identical. The seats were identical. The value of actually attending any single play was exactly the same for every single person in that theater. The only thing that differed was a random discount nobody asked for and nobody earned. So the rational prediction is obvious. What you paid is a sunk cost. It shouldn't change how many plays you bother to attend. Everyone should show up about the same amount. That is not what happened. Over the first half of the season, the full-price group attended 4.11 plays on average. The $2 discount group, 3.32. And the $7 discount group, 3.29. So the people who paid full price showed up to about 4 plays, while the discounted folks showed up to only about 3, even though, again, the experience was identical for everyone. The only difference was how much they'd sunk into the ticket. Pay more and you feel compelled to get your money's worth, even when the money is already gone, and the play in front of you is exactly the same. That's the sunk cost fallacy, caught red-handed in the real world. So why does the brain do this? Why does it cling to money that's already vanished? This is the part that ties everything together. Underneath the sunk cost fallacy sits a deeper, more powerful bias. And if you've seen the video on loss aversion, this will click immediately. Loss aversion, discovered by psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, says something simple but profound. Losses hurt roughly twice as much as equivalent gains feel good. Losing $100 stings about twice as hard as finding $100 feels nice. About a 2-to-1 ratio. Pain looms larger than pleasure. Now connect that to sunk costs. As long as you keep paying for that broken car or that dead gym membership, the loss is still kind of blurry. It's unconfirmed. You can tell yourself it might still work out. But the moment you quit, the moment you cancel, sell, walk away, you crystallize the loss. You make it official. You're forced to admit, out loud, yeah, that money's gone, and I'm not getting it back. And because losses feel about twice as painful as gains, that act of admitting defeat feels genuinely awful. So what do people do? They keep paying. They keep pouring money in. Not because the future looks good, but purely to postpone the pain of confirming the loss they've already taken. That's the emotional engine. Quitting doesn't create the loss. The loss already happened. Quitting just makes you look at it. And to avoid looking at it, people will throw good money after bad, again and again. Loss aversion is the fuel, and the sunk cost fallacy is the fire. Now let's bring this out of the theater and the laboratory, and into your actual bank account. Because there's one place the sunk cost fallacy drains money so quietly that most people never even notice. Subscriptions. You signed up for a streaming service, an app, a meal kit, a fitness thing. You don't really use it anymore. But canceling feels like giving up. I might use it next month. I paid for a whole year, I should get value out of it. That's pure sunk cost thinking, and it keeps dead subscriptions on life support indefinitely. Here's how much that costs. A 2024 study by Self Financial found that the average person is wasting $32.84 every single month on subscriptions they don't actually use. That's up from $25.34 the year before. So it's getting worse, not better. And over a year, that $32.84 a month adds up to about $394. $394 gone for things nobody's using. And it's not a rare problem. The same study found the average person carries 3.3 unused subscriptions at a time. And 85.7% of people, nearly 9 out of 10, have at least one paid subscription they simply aren't using. There's a final twist that makes it even sneakier. People tend to underestimate how much they spend on subscriptions in total. So the real damage is often hiding in plain sight, leaking a little bit every month. Justified by a quiet little, but I might use it, which is the sunk cost fallacy wearing its most everyday disguise. So here's the question you actually came for. How do you beat it? You can't delete the instinct, and it's wired in, but you can install one simple checkpoint that stops it cold. It's a single reframe, and it's the most useful sentence in this entire video. Whenever you're stuck deciding whether to keep paying for something, ask yourself this: if I had not already paid for this, would I start it? Would I buy it? Today, knowing everything I know now? Sit with how powerful that is. It surgically deletes the past from the decision. It forces you to look only to the right of now, only at the future. If the honest answer is no, I wouldn't sign up for this today, then the money you already spent is completely irrelevant. It's a sunk cost. Stop, cancel, walk away. Holding on won't bring back a single dollar. And for the bigger ticket version of this, the car that keeps breaking, there's a handy numeric rule of thumb from the auto industry. Consider replacing it when a single repair costs more than 50% of the car's current market value. A related yardstick: if your annual repair spending is creeping toward what the whole car is worth, you're essentially buying the car all over again, one breakdown at a time. These aren't iron laws, just useful guardrails to keep sunk cost from doing your thinking for you. One reality check before you go: cancel everything. You might assume canceling is always quick and easy. Be careful there. The FTC's click to cancel rule, the one meant to guarantee easy cancellation, was actually struck down by a federal appeals court in July 2025, so one-click cancellation is not guaranteed by law. You may have to hunt for the cancel button, sit through retention offers, or make a call. Plan the cancel yourself. Don't assume the company made it easy. And remember, this is all educational, not financial advice. The goal is to give you a sharper question, not to make the decision for you. So let's pull it all together. A sunk cost is money already gone. spent, unrecoverable, sitting forever to the left of now. And no future choice you make can bring even $1 of it back. That means the only smart move is to decide from today forward. Future cost versus future benefit. Full stop. We saw it proven in the theater. People who paid full price showed up to about 4.1 plays, while discounted folks showed up to about 3.3. For the exact same experience, we saw the engine underneath it, loss aversion, where the pain of confirming a loss feels about twice as strong as the joy of a gain. So we keep paying, just to avoid admitting defeat. And we saw the everyday cost, about $32.84 a month, roughly $394 a year, leaking out through subscriptions nobody uses. The one question that breaks the spell is this: would I pay for this today, from scratch? Cancel what you wouldn't restart. Walk away from what only looks worth keeping, because of what you already put in. And stop letting yesterday's dollars spend tomorrow's. This is educational, not financial advice. But it might just be the cheapest question you ever ask yourself. If this just explained a few payments you've quietly regretted, hit subscribe, because that's the entire point of this channel. The money psychology nobody ever sat you down and explained. And here's your perfect next step. Did you notice that the engine driving the sunk cost fallacy was loss aversion? That 2-to-1 pain of losing? That bias deserves its own deep dive, because it doesn't just trap you in dead subscriptions. It makes you sell winning investments too early, cling to losers far too long, and panic at exactly the wrong moments. Go watch the video on loss aversion, the sibling bias to everything we covered today, and you'll start seeing both of these traps everywhere in your financial life. I'll see you there.